Alrighty then. Hello world, hello YouTube, hello everybody. This video is going to be about making what I call Troupe feeders. Now I know that most folks have seen me make the Troupe feeder. You know, you could get any number of, where am I? There we go. Let me make sure. Of items. Let's have a look. Okay. Steak fajitas, or, you know, pastaronis. Right now, these are $1 a piece, right? And you can use any number. You can use these. You can, you know, all kinds of these dollar packy thingies, right? Even just macaroni and cheese. I don't recommend the cheap macaroni and cheese because it is just too cheap, and it makes, you know, and it ruins things, and then, you know, you don't get your dollar's worth because you just can't eat them. So let's move on. Like I said, you can use these. Usually the cheesy things, this I'll use chicken in. The rice things, like this one and this one, this is either or. This is pretty much beef, and so on. They don't put any, you know, it's, life in America is kind of odd, isn't it? You're either eating chicken, beef, or pork. Fish is not a big deal. Other meats, you know, there might be turkey, things like that, but, you know, pretty much our diet is chicken, beef, or pork, which is, you know, I don't like pork. I really, really don't. Pig meat, you know, I'll eat it, but I try to stay away from it. Now, like I said, you've seen me make these, but there are those that have tried to make this, and, you know, kind of made a mistake, and the person I'm talking to is Little Bones. Hi, Little Bones. You sneaky sneaker. And I'm going to have something for you, girl, here in a little while. What her mistake was, and I'll show you, and what, you know, the pan here will give you the opportunity to do. Always drain these. And if you want, you can add the salt back that's in the broth. Because I've tried, you know, I said, well, I'll put water and all. Now, if you're in a real desperate situation, I wouldn't drain any of that. Everything that come out the package will go into the pot. Because you need caloric content, not, you know, satisfying a sense. Now, what the pan does, when you warm it up before you put it into whatever packaging or packaged dinner meal that you're gonna utilize in it, is that you can put all your spices, because they're kind of mundane. They keep it pretty bland so they can sell them and people don't go, oh my god, that tastes, you know, spicy this, salty that, blah blah blah. Pink salt. Started using pink salt. So, you know, so what you do is you get all your spices in this. That way, when you hit a piece of preferred meat, it'll burst of flavor. Will come out in an otherwise mundane other ingredient. I love garlic. Salt. Because I'm out here, I use mainly dried things, dried salt or dried garlic. Is this onions? Yeah, dried onions, right? Because I can't keep them fresh that long. And this will be, you know, a factor in whatever you cook. I'll show you an example. Onion. You know, I just don't use them quick enough because I have to rotate the meals. Another thing I'm finding out while I'm on the subject is that, didn't I watch it work? I don't have to buy as much at all. I'm overfeeding myself because I'm so used to having to buy for 6, 7 people or a whole troop of people. You know, like I said, this is a Troupe feeder. usually this meal, right, would be 2 or 3 cans of this, 2 packs of this, and I'd make it in the big old boiling pot. But now, even this yet, because I'm gonna use this tonight because I feel cheesy. I can only eat maybe a quarter or a third of this, right? And I'll have to save some for tomorrow, or if it gets really far, if it gets away from me, or this and that, or I don't like it, it'll be calories for the dogs. Because dog food is just not feeding the dogs, and that's another thing. I noticed last month I went through a bit of a hard time, and I delved way back into some of my really old preps. And that food fed me better than the food that I'm currently getting. So keep that in mind. Anyway, the mistake you make is you don't shred this. You gotta really, really shred this. Right? Don't leave it chunky. That way it'll mix well into your other ingredient, whatever packaged accessory that you're going to use. And you can't leave this chunky, or else you'll just get chunky. And the reason I learned this was when the kids, when I had the kids in the house, they would search and destroy. Right? They'd eat out all the good bits and then leave the crappy bits, set. So you gotta get this shredded, just like if you're making a tuna sandwich. By the way, this makes a pretty good sandwich, a little expensive, right? The chicken's not so bad, but it's kind of not the best chicken to make a sandwich with, but it makes the sandwich, it's chicken salad sandwich, in the canned chicken, and you shred it, that kind of thing. But anyway, they will search out, the good chunks, eat all of it, and then leave the rest behind. So you got to shred this, fine as you can. Otherwise, you'll get a big chunk of meat and no flavor will be in it, and it'll be kind of mundane. Now, when I get this into the liquid of the whatever accessory I'm using, it'll dissipate even further. You think and you say, oh, dissipate, yum yum, but it actually spreads the flavorful wealth, as it were, after when you get to eating it. See, like that right there, put a little mayo in it, maybe pickles, this and that. That's sandwiches. Don't make only 2 or 3. These cans are almost $3 a piece, so 2 or 3 sandwiches, this and that, as opposed to a bigger meal in case you got people, more than you or more than 2 to feed. That's just not economical. But that's what you do. You gotta shred this to the nth degree. You get little hungry bugs picking it out, or you just get a chunk of meat with your other stuff, and it just won't be as good. It won't spread it around. Even if you're alone, right? You know what you're gonna do. You're gonna fish out, stab out the meat and the good parts, and then the leftovers are just not gonna be so good. So that's the secret to this, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this up because it's pretty much, just follow the directions, right? And then I'll show the end result, and I'll see what it tastes like. But what the video's about is, my secret is, you gotta get this shredded. You can't have it to where someone can pick out the best parts and leave the other parts behind. Or other guys, like my kids, there's been a couple fights, won't get as much as they should get. Alright, so I'll be back with the net result, because boiling's fun, but you don't need to see that. And we'll see what we got. Alrighty then, we're back. So that didn't take but maybe, I let it go a half an hour, because I'm kind of tired and I want these things good cooked. Now, one thing with this, I'm going to have it splash out. I will say this, my new reality-based attitude. There you go. And there's that much left. You can't see it. Pick up the camera. That much left. That's quite a bit of food for me. I don't like eating that much because, you know, it's processed. Plus, you know, that's a lot. And that kind of thing. So that'll be a snack for lunch tomorrow. Now, to get real with this, these Knorrs and this and that, right? When you eat them, they don't stick around long. Next day, you know, it's not a dramatic issue, but they will run right through you. Okay, they'll give you the poops. And the good thing about this is, boy, it really scrapes the sides. It definitely cleans out them guts, you know, your tubes there, the piping as it were. So know that. Even those other, like the boxes, and any of these Knorr packages or any of these dollar meals, they'll definitely run right through you. Which can be an advantage, you know, in my my old age. Also, you would think that you could put little frozen vegetables, like mixed vegetables and this and that in there, right? And boil up and cook along, and then you get the cheese flavors and this and that. I've done that, and it does not do this meal any good at all. Because, you know, you want to try to keep it separate. Because if you have a vegetable every bite, because vegetables pretty much essentially taste like dirt, right, except for the particular vegetable flavor, but in common, vegetables taste like dirt, you know, earth, dirt, I mean like real spoon, get out in the yard dirt. So, I don't recommend that. If you're going to have a vegetable, have it on the side. Also, you can have this as a complete side, and you can cook like chicken breasts or steak, that kind of thing. Not too bad for that, but if you're going to have a quality meal like that, this is, you know, kind of slumming, upper crust meal and slumming side dish. And that's that. Now, another thing I want to show you, since we're out here in the kitchen, is what I have this paper plate in. What this is called is a kamal. What this kamal does is it's a tortilla cooker, roaster. You make your flour tortillas right, and you roast them in it. I have found this is one of the handiest items in my kitchen. The kamal, right? I can't see it. There we go. You can put things on it. You can, you know, and I mean to get out of in and out of the microwave. Like I can just, you know, wing ding this in and out. See? This, I'm going to get me another one. I'm definitely going to pack one of these in my pack. It is definitely worth the weight, the hassle, the shape. Because you can do this, you can do all kinds of things. You can even cook in it on a fire. This is painted. I haven't, you know, cooked in it. And this and that. Come on, it's, you know, it's a heck of a thing. Got a good handle on it. As you can see, I don't know if I'm doing this right. There we go. Right. I mean, number one item, number one survival item is this kamal. It is the bomb. Item number two. This is a recycle item that has vastly improved my life, or my cooking effort. This is everyone recognizes it, it's a hydrogen peroxide bottle. I cleaned it out. The reason I like this is it's dark, you know, because your oil can't really take sunlight, and this itty bitty spout. Right? You know, you can really, really, really control the oil that you put in your pan and consume. Because whatever you put in that pan, you got to realize you're going to eat it. Okay? So that's my recycle survivalist items for this video. Alright, so there it is. We're going to try this in one. Okay. Are we going to go, you're going to eat it or what? Alright, fine. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. That'll work. You know, about the 10th bite, you're going to get good and tired of it, so you got to eat it quick. don't drink Kool-Aid with it. Number one, the sugar. Number two, it'll give you the belches. You know what I mean? So that's not good. But otherwise, yeah, that'll work. That'll work nicely. What I would normally, and what I'm going to do, and I want someone's opinion on this, is I'm going to consume, when I don't have a vegetable meal, I'll have a V8, a small V8. I want to know if I'm actually getting a serving of a beneficial serving of vegetables out of this 5.5 fluid ounce can of V8. There you go. Then you could pack this in your pack because it was a can, dry, and sealed. You know, you don't have to refrigerate it, and it's small, so you won't have any left. There you go. That's a camp meal right there, actually. Instead of, like, every time I see these guys, right, they bust out the Raymond, and I detest Raymond. I must have eaten this trailer full of Raymond over my lifetime. I won't do it. I will not pack Raymond. I'm sorry, I hate it. You know, I've eaten so much of it. So, this is the deal. Dry pack, canned, and you can even keep the can if you need be, you know, in the lid. Who knows what you could do with that if you're out there, you know, having to do the deal in the old breakdown scenario. All right, let me know what you think. And live by your wits, not by your worries. Peace.